Welcome to Cadvision Systems 3D Experience Day 2022. My name is Aaron, Application Engineer at Cadvision Systems. I'm sure all of you are eager to dive into what SOLIDWORKS 2022 has to offer, and so am I. Every year, the enhancements on features and quality of life updates excites us all. But SOLIDWORKS has expanded beyond just focusing on 3D CAD. 3D CAD has already become such a commodity in all engineering organizations, and that is why Cadvision Systems with the SOLID Systems is taking SOLIDWORKS to the next level of engineering design, which is communication and collaboration. And to have SOLIDWORKS be a part of a bigger picture of an engineering business, which is product lifecycle management. A business is an uncertain roller coaster. You can choose to embrace it and enjoy the ride, joyfully learning from your experience along the way, or you can choose to rebel against all of business challenges, resenting every moment of your journey. The latter robs you of any growth or development, while the former gives you the opportunity to learn from those challenges and become a better individual for having experienced them. While better may be relative, one thing is certain: better means improvement. No matter how you find yourself, there is always room for improvement. So what are the trends we are experiencing today? How is it impacting us? First, distributed workforce. Workers were sent home with laptops and even desktop. And this has significantly changed the way we consume technology. The reason is that having workforce being distributed or remote working creates communication hiccups. And one thing we want to avoid is communication breakdown. And you have to ask yourself, even when we are working as a collective workforce, does your workplace suffer from silo mentality? Would you describe your organization as a collection of sealed-off departments with very few links between them? Is critical information trapped, inaccessible, or sequestered? Do people in one department seem to think differently than people in another department? If you can relate to any of this, that means your company is not unified as one. Silos are common practice in companies, especially larger ones, which were feasible decades ago. But as we move forward, working in silos are obstructing communication, hindering productivity, causing vexation that leads to resentment and animosity, and generally just makes work a lot more dreadful. Hence, coming up new lines of communication is essential in moving forward to do away with all kinds of silos. Another trend that we are experiencing is the accelerated technology evolution. With the lightning speed of technological evolution, it is no wonder many companies are struggling to keep up. Technology is evolving so fast because of a phenomena we know as accelerated change. Each technological improvement can create the next stronger generation of technology at a faster rate. As each generation of technology is better than the last, it builds new technology faster. Well, you might ask, if it's not broke, why fix, right? Actually, it's wrong. Nothing lasts forever, especially technology. Running an old legacy technology brings more disadvantage rather than being safe and comfortable. There are so many risks of using outdated technology, such as increased cost, lack competition, decreased in productivity, and lack of flexibility. And we must understand that all technologies are born out of purpose. And we can relate these challenges to new product development or product introduction. Once the R&D finalized design, everything is thrown over the fence. Another department then will take over, maybe in this case the production team. And once the production team is done, everything is then thrown over to another department. This is a result of working in departmental silo, and each department could be adopting their own departmental process based on whatever limited technology available to them. But little do we know, we are a part of a product life cycle. Products, just like people, have life cycles. The product life cycle is a management tool that makes it possible to analyze how a product behaves from its development to its withdrawal from the market, also considering its launch, growth, and sales maturity. It's like a product journey, or refer to more well-known example in the marketing, the customer's journey. The analysis applies to sales and marketing, but also to product development and decision making in the management sphere. For example, when is the right moment to invest so a product explodes in the market? When is the time to step on the brakes and maybe even replace an item that was very successful on another occasion? These are the questions that you can answer with a product lifecycle analysis. Each stage has their important characteristics, and all stages are critical to ensure the cycle works as intended. Starting with the product development, which is a very sensitive stage. The project is still able to be iterated. You can have great expectations for it, but before the product starts to generate revenue, you still need to improve your proposal, carry out tests, validate your hypothesis, and make necessary changes. This stage naturally integrated into the process of many product-focused companies, but it's not limited to them. For example, an automobile manufacturer does not launch a new car without first having a consistent project and studying its insertion and acceptance in the market. Once a product has been developed, it reaches the first stage, the introduction. In this stage, the product is being released into the market. When a new product is released, it's often at high stakes in the product life cycle, although it does not necessarily make or break the product's eventual success. During the introduction stage, marketing and promotion are at an all-time high, and the company often invests the most in promoting the product and getting it to the hands of consumer. It is in this stage that the company is first able to get a sense of how consumers respond to the product, whether if they like it, and how successful will it be. However, it is also often a heavy spending period for a company with no guarantee that the product will pay for itself through sales. If the product life cycle proceeds as it should, it will reach the next stage, growth. Consumers are already taking to the product and increasingly buying it. The product concept is proven and is becoming more popular, and sales are increasing. Other companies become aware of the product and its space in the market, which is beginning to draw attention and increasingly pull in revenue. If competition for the product is especially high, the company may still heavily invest in advertising and promotion of the product to beat out competitors. As a result of the product growing, the market itself tends to expand. The product in the growth stage is typically tweaked to improve functions and features. When the product is successfully introduced into the market, demand increases, therefore increasing its popularity. These newer products end up pushing older ones out of the market, effectively replacing them. Companies tend to curb their marketing efforts as a new product grows. That's because the cost to produce and to market the products drop. When demand for the product wanes, it may be taken off the market completely. When a product reaches maturity, its sales tend to slow down or even stop, signaling a largely saturated market. At this point, sales can even start to drop. Pricing at this stage can tend to get competitive, signaling margin shrinking as prices begin falling due to the weight of outside pressures like competition or lower demand. Marketing at this point is targeted at fending off competition, and companies will often develop new or altered products to reach different market segments. Given the highly saturated market, it is typically in the maturity stage of a product that less successful competitors are pushed out of the competition, often called the shake-out point. In this stage, saturation is reached and sales volume is maxed out. Companies begin innovating to maintain or increase their market share, changing or developing their product to meet new demographics or developing new technologies. Although companies will generally attempt to keep the product alive in the maturity stage as long as possible, decline for every product is inevitable. In the decline stage, product sales drop significantly and consumers' behavior changes as there is less demand for the product. The company's product loses more and more market share, and competition tends to cause sales to deteriorate. But every product reaches the end and concludes its life cycle. When that happens, the company must recognize the harsh truth shown in its performance indicator and prepare an improved product. You might ask, why do we even need to care about other stages when we are only involved in the development stage? This is where we are wrong. As part of the R&D team, for example, product development is a continuous stage, and constant feedbacks from each of these different stages are critical for future product improvement or evolution. If this information was not conveyed to the rest of the functional team, the new product evolution will be lagging, causing endless nights of sleep, overtime, and not meeting the full requirement of the product intention. The development stage of the product lifecycle is the research phase before a product is introduced to the marketplace. This is when companies bring in investors, develop prototypes, test product effectiveness, and strategize their launch. Due to the nature of this stage, companies spend a lot of money without bringing in any revenue because the product isn't being sold yet. This stage can last for a long time, depending on the complexity of the product, how new it is, and the competition. For a completely new product, the development stage is hard because the first pioneer of a product is usually not as successful as the later iterations. Product development typically refers to all stages involved in bringing a product from concept or idea through market release and beyond. In other words, product development incorporates a product's entire journey. There are many steps to this process, and it's not the same path for every organization, but these are the most common stages through which products typically progress. In the beginning, the first stage in the product development process is idea generation. In this stage, the company comes up with a strategy session that is formalized part of the development process. It brings together the entire squad in order to leverage the insights, experience, and ideas of product owners, designers, developers, QA specialists, and architects. The logic behind it is simple. Collectively, a team has more knowledge, experience, and insight than an individual. The next stage involves the screening of this often large set of ideas. The primary objective of this stage is to focus on the ideas that are in line with the company's customer value and financial goals. The stage focuses on the filtering out of ideas that are poor or are not feasible and retain those that have good potential. This is to ensure that the company does not face losses by moving ahead with fickle ideas that do not promise adequate returns. Besides the planning, we also would need to create a skeleton or a structure of the whole product, whether are we going to design all in-house or are we getting some external parts from suppliers. The next step would be the product planning, where identifying or creating a new product idea with all product-related requirements such as its feature, price, promotion, distribution, etc. Product planning aims to align the assets of the business and operation factors to focus on product development, design, and engineering efforts. To go on in the new product development process, attractive ideas must be developed into a product concept. A product concept is a detailed version of the new product idea stated in meaningful consumer terms. Imagine a car manufacturer that has developed an all-electric vehicle. The idea has passed the idea screening and must now be developed into a concept. The marketeer's task is to develop this new product into alternate product concepts. Then, the company find out how attractive each concept is to consumers and choose the best possible ones. Once you have a product prototype you're satisfied with, it's time to start gathering the materials and securing the partners needed for the production. This is also referred as building your supply chain. The vendors, activities, and resources needed to create a product and get it into a customer's hand. While this phase will mainly involve finding manufacturers or suppliers, you may also factor storage, shipping, and warehouse into your choice. The focus is on product design, but also refinement of the prototype of the product. In most cases, teams alpha test the prototype, working with customers in an alternate fashion, getting their feedback and incorporating it into the prototype. In parallel, marketing, sales, and manufacturer begin to create and launch manufacturing platforms to support the emerging product. Finally, the product arrives at the commercial launch stage. The marketing mix comes together to introduce the product to the market. This stage marks the beginning of the product life cycle. The launch does not in any way signal the end of the marketing role for the product. To the contrary, after launch, the marketer finally has real market data about how the product performs in the wild, outside the test environment. This market data initiate a new cycle of idea generation about improvements and adjustments that can be made to all elements of the marketing mix. Long story short, product development is the lifeblood of companies. New services or products are the primary components for growth and improvement of the business and help companies stay relevant by offering new values to their customers. Improving product development should make it more effective as well. Elements surrounding the process are always changing through new technologies, new organization structures, or new regulations. Reviewing the process frequently and improving as needed is an effective way to stay ahead of these changes and increase user acceptance and adoption. Having a product development strategy is the first crucial step in planning a product. A product development strategy provides a framework for creating new product or improving the performance, cost, or quality of existing products. The strategy helps a company achieve business goals such as entering new markets, selling more to existing customers, or winning businesses from competitors. The framework involves setting measurable goals and review progress at each stage of development, generating ideas, technical and commercial assessment for detailed development and launch. As the product development process works across different departments, involving people representing each department, this can include design, R&D, engineering, product management, manufacturing, marketing, quality, finance, IT, etc. Each person may not be critical in each design step, but should understand their role and support to the initiative. Depending on the number of departments, you might end up with quite a few people on the team. Finding a common language early on and identifying ways to collaborate improves communication and coordination. Encourage open discussion and team behavior. No idea is unwelcome, and the process for making and testing decisions is clear. Good project governance is the secret weapon of effective project-based organizations. A key element of project governance addresses how decisions, rights, and accountabilities are disseminated and assigned between the project team and executives. Poor governance can put the organization at risk of commercial failure, pecuniary and regulatory problems, or allow the organization to lose sight of its objective and responsibility to its stakeholder who benefits from its success. There are plenty of software development technologies in the market. They come with their own stories and pros and cons. If you don't choose the right technology options for the product that you want to build, then you will simply run into roadblocks that will in turn delay the product launch. As new forms of automation are transforming the work world, more and more companies are taking the leap from manual business process to automated solutions. Automation opens the doors to more efficient, productive, and flexible work model. Automation not only drives efficient decision making and improves allocation of resources, but also increase employee productivity. Many organizations take totally different directions in the evolution of their product development process. While some of these differences are the results of legitimate differences in their business strategy, business environment, organization, and the nature of their products. A frequent problem is the lack of common framework of the best practices of products development. With extensive investment of time, an organization could develop a broad and internal expertise necessary to produce an effective improvement plan for product development. As we have went through the product lifecycle process and how it impacts businesses, the SOLID Systems Evolution Solution, the 3DEXPERIENCE collaborative platform, is emphasizing on evolving SOLIDWORKS to the next level. No longer just a typical software solution, the platform emphasizes the integration or linking between all SOLIDWORKS products as well as other Dassault Systems brands like Katia, Simulia, Innovia, and etc. The 3DEXPERIENCE platform unites your entire company into an ecosystem on a single collaborative platform, allowing companies to seamlessly move from ideation through delivery and beyond for continuous development, connecting the people, applications, and real-time data from every aspect of businesses, design, and manufacturing to marketing and services. Helps you improve execution, increase productivity, and accelerate innovation. In a nutshell, this platform was created by Dassault Systems, the parent company of SOLIDWORKS, to tie together all the different aspects of the engineering process and engineering business into one connected space where it is much easier for teams to collaborate on a project. And SOLIDWORKS users can benefit from its cloud computing capabilities. It employs a single, easy-to-use interface that houses different software applications for 3D design, analysis, and simulation. So team members are all in the same main software environment looking at the same data and all the same files. SOLIDWORKS is still the same. Now, with the cloud-connected capabilities along with industry-standard data management, such as revision control and maturity state, 3DEXPERIENCE is the only platform that is able to work with traditional document formats, but also, most importantly, our crucial product CAD data. The platform understands CAD data attributes and properties. The 3DEXPERIENCE collaborative platform integrates information systems as the backbone of the product design and development process management, taking into account all aspects of the product development cycle. It provides multiple tools and applications to automate each stage of the product development process, whether it's for new product development or engineering change management. The platform provides the right tools for it. If the idea of using platform intimidates you, it shouldn't. Most likely, you interact with cloud-based platform daily, whether you realize it or not. By definition, platforms are an ecosystem that enables and support the exchange of information between groups. A platform makes it possible to connect tools, team members, data, and processes under one digital roof. Think of Amazon, Apple, and Facebook are all platforms. What makes 3DEXPERIENCE platforms different is it's the only purpose-built business platform for product development. This platform approach improves efficiencies and workflows and enables everyone in your organization to have access to a single source of truth. And this digital continuity spans the entire life cycle of the product, from concept to design and manufacturing to validation and to marketing and sales. Although, with all that being said, having powerful technologies to enable great quality of process improvement to ensure efficient work is important. However, the proper onboarding phase is as critical, if not more. Having the technology and not knowing how to use is one of the biggest concerns when we want to adopt new solutions. And it's a big waste if the implementation is scrapped, all because users do not know how to use. We, Cadvision Systems, understands the importance of proper onboarding and have successfully developed a hand-holding program to assist our customers during deployment, providing you a peace of mind. Again, our purpose is to empower our engineers to meet engineering challenges with advanced technologies through our expertise and our industry know-how. I hope that this is insightful to all of you. If you guys would like to know more detail on product development process or 3D experience, you can always reach out to us, Cadvision Systems. It will be our pleasure to assist you on your next product development process improvement. In the next session, I'll unveil what are the exciting new enhancements in SOLIDWORKS 2022 has to offer. So stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to the first in a series of short webinars on model-based systems engineering for automotive applications. Today you will learn how the Dassault Systèmes 3DEXPERIENCE platform transforms all aspects of developing complex automotive systems, from defining and developing the architecture through to their implementation and validation in the context of a 3D virtual product. The platform delivers an integrated model-based systems engineering environment to imagine, engineer, and experience high-fidelity digital replicas that accurately predict a product or system's behavior through 3D experience, just like in real life. But why do we want to put 3D experience at the heart of the systems development process? Because 80% of today's vehicle innovations come from embedded systems. These systems account for 20 to 40% of vehicle development costs, and they are delivered as 7,000 technical and customer orderable functions that are defined by more than 300,000 requirements. The massive number of possible vehicle configurations makes it impossible to fully analyze the interaction of any one system with other systems within a real vehicle. For more than 60% of the development time, no real prototypes exist. And even when they do exist, they are costly to produce, often incorrectly defined, and are utilized in a suboptimal way. Less than 10% of systems engineers get validation time with these prototypes, resulting in the late discovery of system errors that should have been identified at the concept design stage. Typical automotive manufacturers and their Tier 1 suppliers use hundreds of disconnected systems engineering tools to implement these functions and systems. And in doing so, they create many thousands of models of the systems being developed, with each tool having its own view or model of the system. But these individual models are largely disconnected from each other, as they are authored and managed by different legacy and proprietary tools. This limits cross-discipline collaboration and integration, making it difficult to build complete and consistent system views that integrate multiple engineering disciplines. It makes it extremely complex and costly to model and simulate the behavior of systems in the context of a complete vehicle, and also impossible to easily reuse system assets across multiple vehicle options and programs. The business impact of these issues is increasingly serious. Programs are delayed, products are poorly integrated with suboptimal systems, and design and engineering costs are inflated by unsynchronized and duplicated development effort. And it is getting worse. As product complexity and demands for variance increases, it becomes more difficult to master and optimize the development effort, often resulting in duplicated data that becomes difficult to manage across all programs, options, and variants. What's needed to address these challenges is an integrated model-based systems engineering environment that drives the creation and management of digital replicas of existing or future systems to accurately capture or predict their behavior, just like in real life. We create these 3D experiences by using an open development environment that brings all engineering disciplines together to collaborate, define, and share a common and consistent systems definition. a definition which we use to model and simulate the behaviors of systems in the context of the complete product and its environment, just like in real life, and reuse systems assets across multiple vehicle programs and model variants. Dassault Systèmes addresses these challenges with a collaborative and open 3DEXPERIENCE platform for model-based systems engineering. This platform enables users to design and experience products and systems through a continuous engineering development process. Let's explore what we mean by 3DEXPERIENCE in the context of systems engineering. We provide an end-to-end solution with digital continuity to design complex products and systems, starting from their planned usage through to design and implementation, and optimize, verify, and validate these systems through virtual simulation at the conceptual design stage, reducing the need for physical prototypes. This 3DEXPERIENCE platform is an open environment that can be used in conjunction with your existing tools and adapted to suit your processes. It comprises a set of integrated applications that cover systems architecture and requirements, to define and compose the system by considering multiple viewpoints through a set of integrated requirements and architectural models. Embedded systems architecture, to define, manage, and implement complete embedded architectures with electronic and electrical components and their interfaces. Embedded software, a rich tool set for developing AUTOSAR-compliant embedded systems. Mechatronic systems behavior modeling using open standards, Modelica, and functional mockup interfaces, or FMI, where we simulate the system definition to predict and validate upfront the system behavior, just like in real life. And electrical systems, to provide the electrical interconnect between the many ECUs, sensors, and actuators within the vehicle. We manage the creation and lifecycle of all of these systems assets through a rich collaborative framework that supports the creation, sharing, and reuse of information. The 3DEXPERIENCE platform accelerates time to value by delivering powerful cross-discipline collaboration capabilities that span all stages of the system's definition, design, simulation, and validation process. Through powerful services for social collaboration, dashboarding, visualization, and content management, it provides a scalable solution capable of supporting systems development from the smallest to the largest and most complex engineering projects. Program and lifecycle management with configuration and change management of all assets and management of product lines, and use powerful tools to manage and document compliance with standards such as ISO 26262. It integrates program and earned value management directly within the system's design environment, with task status collection and budget allocation and usage becoming a natural part of the design process itself. By collecting information passively throughout the design process, it provides decision makers with real-time assessments and gives increased confidence in information. The platform provides full traceability of information relationships across all models with a unified change and configuration management process that enables early visibility of the impact of changes to all data consumers, including across the supply chain, all in the context of a configured systems definition. Designing systems in a configured context means that we design the master system and all of its variants simultaneously. We develop a single standardized platform for all product lines with functional and physical variants based on customer and market needs. By reducing the number of explicit system definitions, we reduce the number of definition assets, the duplication and number of tests, and increase systems asset reuse across multiple vehicle options and programs. The 3DEXPERIENCE platform also helps you manage and demonstrate compliance with systems requirements and standards such as ISO 26262. Using powerful dashboarding, traceability, and analysis capabilities across more than 60 systems engineering tools, it is possible to assess the completeness of requirements coverage and impact of system changes across all engineering data at both the project and program level. What sets this solution apart is the fact that all applications within the 3DEXPERIENCE platform share an open, extendable, and common data model and repository to deliver a consistent view of information across all engineering disciplines and applications. The platform supports multiple open standards, including the Codex of PLM Openness, an initiative for establishing openness of IT systems in the context of PLM between customers, tool vendors, and service providers. Modelica, a standard, open, and object-oriented language for modeling and simulation of multi-domain physical systems. Functional Mockup Interface, a tool-independent standard to support both model exchange and co-simulation of dynamic systems models. AUTOSAR, an open and standardized automotive software architecture that enables the development and reuse of automotive software components. And finally, OSLC, Open Service for Lifecycle Collaboration, an open community that defines a set of specifications that enable integration of PLM, ALM, and IT software. The platform is built on an open and extendable common data model and repository that provides a single source of truth to ensure that all stakeholders always work with the same system's definition, design, and simulation data. It protects your existing investment in tools and processes through standards-based integration and sharing of information across common systems engineering tools. In addition, it enables you to quickly and easily get real business intelligence from the huge volume of distributed and fragmented systems information through powerful big data monitoring, federation, and analytic capabilities accessed through rich user-definable dashboards. So to summarize, the Dassault Systèmes solution delivers an innovative, open, and powerful model-based systems engineering development platform. It integrates all engineering disciplines through the definition of multiple system views in a continuous engineering environment that can be adapted to your specific systems engineering methodologies. An environment that can manage and analyze large amounts of data and enable the translation of this data into innovative systems designs through collaboration with partners and suppliers. An open platform that accelerates the development and validation of systems through rich 3D experiences, which transform the way organizations define, model, simulate, and validate complex automotive systems.
That brings us to the end of this short webinar. We thank you for your time today and look forward to working with you.